Hi, in this video, we want to look at a three input Karnaugh map. So in this case, we have a truth table here, which has got three inputs. And because it has got three inputs, you have eight combinations of the inputs here and an output associated with each of these inputs. And we want to get a Boolean expression corresponding to this. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to make a K-map, which is a three input K-map, right? So K-map is of course a short form for saying Karnaugh maps. Okay, Karnaugh maps. Okay, so let's try to do that. So if you want to do a three input K-map, what you'll have to do is you'll have to make a, a rectangle like this. So this has got eight squares in it corresponding to the eight inputs that A, B, and C can have, right? Eight combinations of the inputs. And what we'll do is on one side, so let's say on the vertical side, we put A and the values are 0. A can take the values 0 and 1. And on the horizontal side, what we'll do is we'll put the two inputs B and C. Okay, and B and C can of course take four different values, right? They can take the value 0 0, they can take the value 0 1, they can take the value 1 0 and 1 1. Okay, so they can take four different values, but what we have to make sure is that the inputs, we'll place them in a slightly different order. Okay, what we'll do is we'll write 1 1 here and 1 0 here. The reason why we do that is what we want is between each of these columns we want only one variable to change. Okay, so between this column and this column, what variable is changing? C is changing from 0 to 1 while B remains the same, right? Now if you go from here to here, what is changing? C remains constant, it's 1, while B goes from 0 to 1. Between this column and this column, you have B remains 1 and C goes from 1 to 0. And between this and this, you can see that C is constant 0 0 and B is changing from 1 to 0. So if I had put 1 0 here, so let's say if I had put 1 0 here, then take a look between this column and this column. Both C and B are changing, and we don't want that, and that's why you write 1 1 here and then write 1 0. Okay, and this is a very common mistake that many of us do when we are starting to learn K maps. We put 1 0 here and then go on to solve K maps, and I think you don't get the right solutions because of that. Okay, so just make a note of that: 0 0 0 1 1 1 1 0. Okay, and the reasons are because you want only one of B and C to change between each of these columns. Okay, great. So let me erase this 1 0 and let's write the inputs in. So what do we have? For f equal to, so for all terms 0, you have f equal to 1, right? And then you have 0, then you have 1 1, then you have 1 0 1 1. So that's the K map that you have. Okay, and now what do we want to do? What we want to do is we want to make as big groups of ones as possible. Remember, what are the sizes of ones that we can use? We can have a group of two, or a group of four ones, or a group of eight ones. Okay, all that is possible. Of course, eight is not possible here because these two are zeros, so we have only six ones. So a group of eight is not possible, but a group of two or a group of four is possible. So let's make those groups. So one of the things that we can easily see is, well, you can make a group of four here, isn't it? And possibly you can group these two ones together. But maybe there is a better way of doing it, because what you can do is you can group these ones together with these ones and make a group of four. So one way to think about it is that the edges are actually circular. Okay, though we are drawing it flat as a rectangle, you can think of this row or this column being adjacent to this column, and therefore you can group these two together. Okay, so you have two groups of 4, and what we'll do is for each of these groups, let's write the minterms. So let me remove the last grouping just because uh, it will save us a bit. It will make things a little bit more clearer, and then we'll. Okay, so for this group, what will be the minterm that we can write? Okay, let's take a look at that. So for this group here, B and C, so C is changing, right? 1 to 0, while B remains constant. And similarly, A is also changing. It's going from 0 to 1. So you don't have to write A, you don't have to write C, because both values of C and both values of A are in the group. So the only value that you need to worry about is B. So the value here is the minterm corresponding to that group is going to be B. Okay. Now let's write the next group, and the next group is this one, right? I'm just going to draw it in solid. Okay. In this case, let's take a look again at this. So what is happening to the variable B? It's changing from 1 to 0. So B is not going to appear in our minterm. A is of course changing from 0 to 1. So A is not going to appear. C is 0 all the time. So it's only C that is going to appear in our minterm. So our minterm is going to be C bar, because there's a 0. C is taking the value 0, so we write C bar, and our function f is equal to B plus C bar. Hope this makes sense. We'll take another example in the next video and do this all over again.